Hello everyone, and welcome to my Sister Wives For You channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Robyn, his fourth wife, has always been Kody's top priority over all other wives, according to the Sister Spouses star. However, Kody and Robyn have their own issues, just like any married couple. In addition to their many highs and lows, the two also have a lot of arguments. Particularly in the last 3 years, their relationship has endured a great deal. Kody just made the decision to leave Flagstaff after a heated argument with Robyn. Recently, Kody Brown said that he no longer wanted to practice polygamy. Because he loves Robyn, his fourth wife, he no longer desires more than one. His goal is to focus on their relationship and build a fulfilling marriage. Robyn is still perplexed by the circumstances, though. As the animosity between Flagstaff and Kody grew, Kody made the decision to leave. They even saw him at the airport without his favorite wife. So, is something wrong with their utopia? Sister Wives, tell-all is the first time Robyn shows her true self. Christine and Janelle, Robyn's fans and former sister wives, have long held Robyn responsible for the dissolution of their family. In the most recent tell-all, Robyn changed her long-standing pattern of using tears to avoid taking on obligations. Robyn smiled and said she had no idea what the luggage rack issue meant when Suki asked her about it. Her demeanor was disdainful. She acknowledged being Kody's favorite as well. Robyn had previously supported polygamy, but she has recently changed her views, Janelle noted. Viewers now think that her actual nature has finally been revealed after identifying a pattern in her differences. Sister Wives, following a fight with Robyn, Kody departs Flagstaff. Kody and Robyn have their share of issues and arguments, just like any other relationship. Nonetheless, there are some situations in which their miscommunications worsen. Kody apparently decided to depart Flagstaff without his wife after a recent violent argument. Robyn would sob uncontrollably during their confrontations and accuse the other women and the children of being to fault for her predicament. She and Kody are forced to accept responsibility for their acts now that they are by themselves. A Reddit user posted a photo of Kody seated in an airport eatery some time ago. June 19, 2025 was the date of publication. Robyn and Kody had always been devoted to one another, so it was strange to see them apart. Even the OP commented that he appeared irritated, and his body language suggested that he was not in a good mood. Is paradise troubled, then? Now that the wives are no longer involved and the two must handle their relationship independently, it makes a lot of sense. There may be a lot of conflict between them because they have no one else to blame for their suffering. The story was praised by some fans, however one wrote, "He always looks angry now." Robyn and Kody may have gotten into a disagreement because they are rarely seen apart. However, it's also possible that Kody is taking the trip to improve his relationship with his children. Let us know what you think about the same. Kody Brown thought his union with Meri Brown was miserable. When Kody and Meri were legally married at the age of 19 and spiritually married at the age of 21, respectively, he disclosed that they didn't really know one another. In order for Kody to lawfully adopt Robyn's 3 oldest children from her previous marriage, they ultimately filed for divorce in 2014. In his statement, "I can't live in a world where she is constantly angry at me," he characterized every situation as a struggle. "When we got married, she was very different, and I think just there's some baggage that Meri had that I didn't know about," Kody stated. "At first, I felt like I could live with it." However, he was unable to escape. A man with multiple marriages was quoted by Kody as saying, "I couldn't leave that relationship. I didn't necessarily want to end the connection, though. I wanted to know if it was something we could fix and save." He cannot ask for a divorce if he wishes to remain true and in his beliefs. It is not permitted. Kody went on to say, "I'm bored and trying to be curious with her." For this reason, he conveyed to Meri his belief that they will settle their differences. "She wasn't nice, she wasn't fun, she wasn't kind, and she wasn't interesting. But I didn't kick me out," he asserted, acknowledging that he understood Meri's sense of abandonment. "I should leave the house," Christine, Janelle, and Meri all agreed. Meri Brown's desire for a spiritual divorce was not shared by Kody Brown. Mary requested an official separation or release from their church in late 2022, despite Janelle and Christine's belief that they didn't need to divorce Kody because their marriage was never lawful. Since we don't plan to get married and I don't want to be legally bound to him if he doesn't want me, I believe it would be better to break up. I've come to the conclusion that we should just forget about this completely, she said in the September 22nd episode, adding, "It was through our church when each of us 4 ladies married Kody. Of course, we can't all be legally married, but it was what we called a covenant." She went on to say that Kody opposed the plan because he did not want to acknowledge the authority of the religious officials. "But since we are accountable to God, I don't want to be accountable to this church and all their BS." Kody clarified his position by stating, "The damage was done so badly that we're not going to reconcile no matter what. Because it will turn into a quarrel if I become upset with Mary. I'm going to let her go and do what she wants to do." And it took her a long time to comprehend that it had been done and over for years, so I just needed her to leave. Most of Kody Brown's children don't communicate with one another. "It all went bad, it all went south," Christine said, describing how a text messaging argument over a 2021 holiday gift exchange turned especially tense for the 18 Brown children. Kody and Robyn and their kids were on one side, and they wanted nothing to do with Janelle, me, and our kids, she said. "But it was never anything about, we don't want to see you again, we don't want anything to do with you," Robyn argued, adding that her 3 older children felt the conversation was emotionally unsafe and that they needed to break off their relationship with the father. It was just about, like, hey, this got yucky. Gabriel, for his part, is hoping they can reconnect. "I'm not hopeful for a relationship with Robyn and Dad, though. My favorite person to hang out with in middle school was Aurora. The thing I want most is to just have a relationship with Robyn's children again. I was constantly trying to get close to Dayton in high school," he admitted in the October 13th episode. The children of Robyn Brown never felt accepted by the family. When Aurora married Kody in 2010, her mother remarked, "I've been told directly, multiple circumstances by multiple different people, that I was not accepted, claiming that I wasn't their sister and that they didn't think or regard me that way." Her sister Brianna claims that the parents could have done a better job with, connecting us as a family, and it never really happened. Christine doesn't know how they might have extended their embrace, though. "Robyn's kids and Robyn were invited to everything," she stated. "I would just say, just come into the house anytime you want." According to Michael T. Brown Padron, who lived with Robyn's children for a while and had a close relationship with them through her daughter Isabel Brown, "There were hard times and my kids were frustrated, but they always considered Robyn's kids their siblings, just the same. Kody Brown would not remarry, but Janelle Brown would." Janelle described the freedom she received in plural marriage by saying, "When it's working properly, you have this amazing family unit that you're part of, a community that you're plugged into," adding, "You have everything you need, including a wonderful connection with your spouse. I am totally independent after that. Because of this, I thought plural marriage was a pretty great arrangement." But Kody would never again say "I do" to polygamy. On the television show on December 1st, he said, "Polygamy kills emotional intimacy. It makes everybody defensive, and I really want an intimate, emotionally vulnerable relationship with a woman, and you're not going to get that in polygamy." Years ago, Kody Brown and Janelle Brown began to drift apart. Janelle claims that after the family moved to Arizona from Las Vegas in 2018, Kody found it more difficult to let go of his emotions. "I'm really tired," she said on the September 29th episode, adding that Kody found it much easier to be gone after moving to Flagstaff. She also revealed that he would try to grovel because he was exhausted. "You can rest at my house just as much as you can at Robyn's house," I replied, adding that I had to remind him a few times that he needed to come to my house. The children of Janelle Brown and Christine Brown Woolley did not particularly enjoy Robyn Brown's house. The problem with Christine's children was that they saw that Robyn and their dad were a couple and he wasn't in our home. Janelle clarified the separateness her brood felt with Robyn, saying, "My children were scolded if they would open up Robyn's fridge." Robyn also mentioned that her employees were aware of the division. Mary, across the board, was very accepting of my kids and I, but the rest of the family really struggled to accept my kids and I, she said in the episode on September 29th. All we wanted to do was be a part of this family. On the other hand, Gabriel would contend that he and his siblings made a concerted effort to include them. I think that Robyn definitely has a victim complex, he simply stated in the October 13th episode, and I don't necessarily hold her responsible for it. He added, I think that different people find different ways to survive. But, he continued, if she actually believes that we were mistreating her or her children in any way when she was constantly getting favorited by Dad, and we were always working on our relationship with her kids, if she actually believes that, then there's no chance of me having a relationship with Robyn ever again. Janelle Brown questioned the parenting styles of Robyn and Kody Brown. In the September 29th episode, Kody and Robyn's youngest kid, Ariella, born in January 2016, clutched to their father's leg as he tried to depart, demonstrating how their 18 children were impacted by their father moving between 4 different houses. There's another wife who needs me, another mother. I had to let her know. And she's just dragging along on my legs screaming, "Don't leave me, Daddy, don't leave me." And I'm like, golly man, this is hard. Kody responded, I have other kids that need to see me. Unfortunately, highlighted Janelle, that's just a reality of plural marriage. I've always thought Robyn and Kody handle her children's problems poorly. Ari gets really depressed or something, so he couldn't be gone for more than 3 or 4 days. The other children have done it throughout the family's history, and they're doing just fine. They are mature, well-adjusted people. From the very beginning, she added, her children understood that their father would not be there all the time. Robyn Brown and Michael T. Padrone had a close relationship. Christine, Janelle, and Michael T., a mother of 3 and one of the few Brown children still close to Robyn and Kody, were peacekeepers during Kody's divorces. Robyn and Michael T. have been close since Michael T. joined the Brown family, and Robyn was even requested to attend the birth of her twins, Archer and Ace, in November 2022. According to Michael T.'s statement in the September 29th episode, Robyn was there for me when I needed somebody. When Robyn first joined the family, I was trying to figure out who I was, and she made me feel special, and she made me feel seen. I was so excited about having a plural family, and I was hoping that my kids would have a great relationship with other moms, Christine, her mother, said in the October 6th episode, and it was everything that I hoped for when Robyn came in the family, and it was obvious she and Michael T. had a great relationship. Kody Brown allegedly brainwashed one of his children. They're purposely leaving me out of their lives to punish me for a crime I did not commit, Kody said in the October 6th episodes, expressing his disconnection from some of his older children, adding, I am only guilty of not falling madly in love with their mothers. He believes that other people besides his wives have also taken him out of his children's lives. He added that he believes his ex-spouses are partially to blame. There's this swirl of disappointment from the family breaking apart or anything else. Well, blame Dad. He stated, this discrepancy in my relationship with my kids is directly in my mind because of SD talk. Kody said he was having trouble connecting with Hunter, Maddie, and Gabriel, and that one of his children replied to a text message saying, "You are a piece of trash." He may take some of the blame, but he finds the name-calling disrespectful. In any event, I would never communicate to you again. In another occasion, he told cameras, I've had one of my kids just say, "You're an a-hole," saying, "I will never speak to you again. You brainwashed and manipulated me." He said that he believes his adult children should be doing more to repair the situation, and that's the poison he doesn't want to deal with. I'm willing to make the effort, but somebody else is going to have to be on the other end of that and make some effort too, he said. Robyn Brown found it difficult to appreciate Kody Brown as a mother. Kody's separation from his older children caused Robyn great pain. When she stated on the October 6th show, "My parents separated when I was a child. I recall asking myself, what happened? My mom lived alone after he moved out and lived with one woman. Why? It was terrible that he only offered a long list of weak justifications for not helping me when I was younger. I'm having a hard time feeling like losing respect for you a little bit," she said during their heated on-camera confrontation in late 2022, making it apparent that she wouldn't let Kody's hurt feelings prevent him from trying. Although Kody admitted that he might be doing more to improve his relationship with his children, he insisted that he needed to heal his heart first. He disclosed that he believes some of his children are colluding against him, saying, "I'm so upset about what happened that I'm afraid if I talk to my kids, they'll blame me. Right now, I'm too impulsive. I'll just do more damage." Kody Brown did not see his grandchildren for years. When Logan, Janelle and Kody's oldest son, married his now-wife Michelle Petty in October 2022, a large portion of the family was present, but they weren't feeling the love. In the October 6th episode, Kody complained to Robyn, "You saw Madison take her kids and scuttle them away from me." He also claimed that his daughter Josephine had not informed him that she was pregnant her third child, which was born in February 2023. Since they don't talk much, Maddie doesn't actually tell her dad anything. Janelle, who is very protective of her kids, explained why her daughter avoided Kody at the wedding. Really, Maddie doesn't have any contact with him. Kody hasn't been there since Evie was born and 3.5 years old, and she didn't want him to just walk in and say, "Oh, I'm your grandpa," because then the kids would say, "What? Who is this man?" Regarding Maddie's life in North Carolina, Kody remarked, "It's unrealistic expectation for grandparents to be in their grandchildren's lives all the time, especially if you move your kids to a whole different coast. I have a work and a life in Flagstaff." Robyn Brown received an apology from Kody Brown's children. Even though it's obvious that Kody and his adult children have somewhat different perspectives on their continued separation, one recurring issue is his insistence on some form of mea culpa. After the COVID scare was over and we all went back to our normal lives, we still couldn't reconcile as a family because Kody felt like the boys needed to give an apology to him and to Robyn, especially to Robyn. Janelle recalled about her sons during the October 13th incident. "And after it sort of morphed into this, well, they just need to come and talk to me. And the most beautiful person in this family who's given her heart and soul has been insulted or some bull's tea like that," Janelle added, and I'm like, whatever, Kody. Janelle said that Kody's problem was that he believed his children had betrayed him. Sure, anything. Similarly, Gabriel recounted a discussion he had with his dad. After a few days, he texted me saying, "Hey, I've been looking at what you've been saying." He kept phrasing it like I owed him an apology, he told Janelle. And at one point I was just like, "Hey, unless you're actually ready to have a relationship and fix things, then we're not going to talk anymore." I replied, "I forgive you. Please forgive me." I replied, "What have you forgiven me for?" Only one of Janelle Brown's children is seen by Kody Brown. "It's not frequently, but every couple months he'll call and they'll go out," Janelle stated in the October 13th episode. The rest of the kids don't really have much of any kind of connection with him. Kody and Janelle have 6 children together, but only Savannah, their youngest, sees dad. Savannah, who graduated from high school in 2023, feels that her 4 older brothers have become more like father figures. She has even expressed to Janelle her desire for her siblings to wed her. "I can meet him wherever he is, and it's okay," Janelle remarked. "I've talked to Savannah about it, and she's like, look, I just have come to realize that this is who he is. He's going to be like that dad who comes around and we have a great time, and then he leaves." But Janelle is less understanding. "I'm just so unhappy with Kody," she moaned. "Look, I've seen this happen. I've worked with several divorced women over the years, and the father just vanishes with the kids." Gabriel Brown stated, "I wouldn't mind seeing my father, Kody Brown, ever again." Until the last few years, Kody was a totally engaged father. Janelle said, "Gabriel took it very hard because Kody was someone who would take Gabriel with him on business trips." In the October 13th episode, Gabriel stated, "I told Dad that if he doesn't change and he can't take accountability, then I just won't ever see him again." I don't mind at all that Gabriel is still a little upset about what he did to annoy his father. Janelle said, "He is content that his father is no longer in his life. That's what I wish for all of my children, you know. And I believe they're all arriving." Kody, for his part, seemed to be accepting the circumstances. "I'm truly sad that Gabriel feels that way," he said in a confessional. He said, I've tried to reach out to him several times but have been turned down. However, it wasn't because I didn't try. Kody Brown feared he would be disparaged by Meri Brown. Despite being the final wife to divorce Kody, Meri formally ended her marriage to him in late 2022 by asking for and getting what their church refers to as a release on the basis of abandonment. She said, "I know he doesn't like that word because he doesn't feel like he abandoned me," during the show that aired on October 13th. In my opinion, he did. He essentially ignored her, according to her, until she decided to leave so that he could say, "My hands are clean." Kody also acknowledged that he had a small plot. "I had moved on a long time ago," he said during a confession, "but let's face it, I was afraid of what she would think if I peeled off that band-aid. The reason for this is because Meri has never been faithful to me, which has worried me. Being divorced damages your reputation, therefore it's just an issue of reputation."